Hey guys, and welcome back to the second tutorial in Python scripting. So, if you recall last time we installed the Python GUI idle, um, and now we've started up idle, and we have here the shell or command window, whichever you want to call it, I suppose. But the first thing you'll notice at the top, we've got Python 3.2, so that's the version of Python we're using. And over here it says we got the 64-bit version running on our system. And as I mentioned before, that was the one that I chose to install on this computer. But anyhow, it's about navigating the system. So why don't we take a look at some of the options we have at the top of the window here. And we'll start with options. This options pull-down menu and configure idle. So under here, we can configure how we want idle to look. So if you have a preference on maybe a font, for example, I don't know, maybe I use this a lot. It's kind of like a sketchy look, but yeah, you can change your font type, font size, make it very large. You can bold it if you like, but just hit apply and voila, new font. Our next tab, well, before I move on to the next tab, we're going to do a lot of indenting with Python, and Python is famously known for its syntax for recognizing indents. Well, why don't we get into that into a future tutorial, but we're going to be doing a lot of indenting in Python, and here we can select how deep we want our indents to be. Right now our indents are by default set to be 4 spaces. Now, under highlighting, we can change the font text or the default text color. And right now it's set to black, and we can see that in this preview window here, all the black text for our normal text. You can change that too. So if I wanted to make that blue, for example, when you do change this style, one of the things you need to do is specify what you want. You give it a theme name. So I'm going to call it Chris theme, I guess. This way we can go back to the default theme later if we wanted to. But, so I save that as Chris text. And now if I click apply, our font's blue. And we can go back to the built-in and then press apply again and go back to what it was. But, I don't know, just for the purpose of this tutorial, I'll leave it the way it is. And also we can choose to change the background color of the normal text. Let's say we made it green, for example. And as you can see through the preview, all the background text for our normal text, or all the background color for our normal text is going to be green. So that includes white spaces apparently as well. But as you can see, we have other colors associated with other things, and we'll learn what those other things are. It's basically Python color codes different aspects of our script to make it easier to read. And under keys, this is really handy actually, because if you're commonly doing something, like let's say you're commonly closing a window, for example, you can come in here and see what the hotkeys associated with doing that are, and that's a lot faster than maybe going through the process of clicking this or that, instead just pressing the key combination. You can even change the key combination too. So that's what this tab is for. And finally, under General, if you recall, when we opened up idle, when we opened up idle, we didn't have the text menu or the text box available for writing scripts. We had to go over to File, New Window to open up the text box for writing scripts. But if we select this guy here, Open Edit Window, well, apparently that's called the Edit window. It will open it up when we start up Python. So you can choose that as well, I suppose. And well, yeah, that's pretty much all we need to cover about idle preferences, I suppose. But I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the traditional theme, and voila. Kind of like this font, so I'll leave this in here for now, I suppose. But yeah, a lot of your options are going to be found under Options, of course, Configure Idle. Debug, we'll get into these in this drop-down menu when we start trying to, well, test our code and figure out where the problems lie if we have any problems with our Python code. Shell, well, we'll get into this when we start writing some Python scripting or Python commands in the next couple of tutorials. Edit, what you'll typically find are under Edit, I suppose, Find and Find Again, which apparently finds the next instance of what you're trying to find, or replace, of course. And, well, Expand Word, which if you were to type something, let's say B, you go back up to Edit. It will expand it to correspond to, well, a command, I guess. But anyhow, you can also type just B, tab, and see what commands begin with a B. That's kind of a nice feature, actually. So if you type in part of a command, you can press tab and you can select what that command is from the drop-down menu by pressing tab. And of course, again, under File, we can save and open Python files, Python scripts. Not exactly sure why they threw this in there. Save copy as. So I typically just do a save as and change the name if I want to save the same file again, but not change anything and just give it a different name. Save copy as, I guess, exists because I don't know, maybe people do that a lot and just want another button. I don't know. Path browser, click this command in the drop down menu, and this brings up the path in which you installed Python, and under here you can find a lot of built-in code, and we'll be using this later as well to navigate and find different things we need, built-in stuff, so we don't have to rewrite it again. But yeah, this is pretty much just a quick overview of navigating the Python GUI idle. But until your next tutorial, I hope you have a better idea of the interface here and getting somewhat comfortable with navigating it. But that's just about it. So I'll see you in the next tutorial, tutorial 3, and until then, take care, take it easy.